I wanted to work with a supplier partner I respect.
I wanted a partner who respected me.
SRS Distribution delivers more than building products. SRS delivers customer success.
Hello, and welcome to the Roofing and Exteriors Video Influencer Series. I'm Associate Editor Anthony Cicero. Throughout this series, we'll be bringing you video interviews filmed at the International Roofing Expo. On this episode, I'm speaking with Doug Quinn, who is the Executive Director of the American Policyholders Association. Doug, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Anthony.
How can roofing professionals and roofing contractors protect themselves and their customers from insurance fraud?
Well, first is to acknowledge that all parties commit fraud. So the first thing we want to see is, our contractors' individual reputations and ethics have to be beyond reproach. And next, we have to look out for symptoms of fraud that are coming from the carriers, from their employees, from the vendors they hire, such as adjusters and engineers, and understand what fraud is and recognize fraud. And when you do have it, become part of the APA. Make sure you turn it into us, and our SIU will look at it.
So that leads me to my next question then about how professionals can spot these signs.
You probably see fraud all the time, but we just take it for granted, or we call it bad faith and hire an attorney, when in reality, this is a crime. And every state basically regulates fraud in its own way. Every state penal code dictates what fraud is. But I've looked at them all, and the commonalities basically can be said this way. It is intentional deception for a profit or to avoid a loss. So those three things have to be present. Intent can't be an accident, it's got to be deception, and it's got to be for a profit or to avoid a loss. Our head prosecutor, the head of our SIU, always says, it starts with the lie. Find the lie, and then it will lead you to the fraud.
That's great, but now we're going to shift a little bit to giving back. The United Survivors Disaster Relief is a charity you run. What are some ways that roofing contractors can give back to their communities?
Well, people that make money in this space have a good heart for being able to give back. We know a lot of people give back in many ways. USDR, United Survivors Disaster Relief, is one of the ways that people can give back. We're always looking for either financial donations, people who want to show up and help with it, volunteer with us in disaster zones. One of our models is we want to bring trauma survivors with us to disaster zones. So we've recently just brought a Port Authority police officer from 9/11 with us. Prior to that, we brought a fire chief with us. Prior to that, we brought a Superstorm Sandy disaster victim with us. We find that's very healing for them. So if you know people that are trauma survivors that are maybe struggling, we're very fond of veterans. Veterans are very close to our heart. So if we have people like that are back from Iraq, Afghanistan, or struggling with their purpose in the world, we find that giving back means a lot to people. Finding their space and able to help others is very healing. So if you know people like that, certainly connect us, and we can talk about are they the right candidate to bring into a disaster zone.
Very great. Lots of good info. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
We needed a partner with employees who care as much as we do.
I wanted a partner that would help me grow my business.
SRS Distribution delivers more than building products. SRS delivers customer success.